Soul Souls, fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts, come on in. My name is Steph. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We're going to drop some ink on this small but large scroll in the muse of popular red pill, blue pill. And if you're part of the Secret Terror Society, second tier, push push, we'll do purple pill. So we're going to drop some ink, scrying for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on tarot and oracle. And we also have Ghost Tube kick in for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our abstract and ancient auric adventures. Overall, please do receive or release freely. I want to thank you for your likes, shares, subscribes, as your attention and presence is powerful. So gratitude galore. All right, let's go. Also, you know the drill. We're just here to create a portal to perceive in, less worrying about making a masterpiece. But always feel well to comment below what you see, sense, or feel, as your insights do expand the experience, and we all become the readers and oracles. The red pill.
Over here.
Hello. I hope you are doing well wherever you are. You can also drop an emoji. I don't know, things. Insert things, Steph is saying. You can check out iScry.ca for personals, donations, all that kind of good stuff. All right. Let's grab it like
Show
it's hot.
yourself.
Yeah, there is something like lingering around here. Yes, I can feel it. I was having to catch my breath before I started. If you're opening up, taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palate of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of old souls, fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts, thank you for being here, and may we all meet a message with meaning. All right. It's kind of sunny over there, my one window. You know I like me. The dark. If you do take a screenshot, personal use only. You know, girl's got to protect the way she creates. Thank you. As I am the creator of creating in the name of through the Inkb technique. All right. Okay.
Spirit.
Spirit is here. Hello, Spirit. See this person here? I can still see the word red pill. It doesn't typically happen, but when it does, it asks me to formulate something else. Hold on. I've never had a Red Bull, but there's something about the drink Red Bull. Stepping forward.
Psychic.
Yeah, I've never had that drink before, so I don't know. But I'm not saying it is of that, but here I am. I'm feeling separated. It's bringing me into an ink blot that'll come out in another ebook, probably in the summer, maybe the fall. And I called it the Liminal Shaman, and there is separation between the lower body. Like imagine if there was
Nobody knows.
like the hips here, and not like it's like everything else in between is absent. The guts are absent. The inner workings where things are digested and downloaded and brought into the root space of understanding within the organicness. So anyway, I can't even remember red pill, blue pill, which is the pill you're supposed to take. I feel like it's confining to even an A and a B. And it brings me into, it's like being at a grocery store and seeing all the different kinds of cereal, and they're like, oh, you can have shredded wheat or alphabets or fruity pebbles, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm very grateful to have these choices, that's awesome. But lo and behold, there's like a whole other row, but they're not being shown. So I'm just saying, as I'm sensing it here, it feels like while the choices are present, they're presented as the choices, perhaps for a reason. stages through continuously making choices. So it's not, all the cereals at once. And it's like, I have no idea. I've, never had a cereal before ever. And now there's 4,000 choices. So there's an appreciation I have for this, but there's also a knowing and understanding that something about, is this making sense? Right? So I'm grateful for the specific choices, knowing kind of what they lead to, which is inevitably more choices. Oh, okay, so that's where I'm at in the space of separation. There's somebody coming through here, and I'm kind of, but they're like hanging in a doorway. So I don't know if there's a choice in perhaps the root space, old souls, or if it's something you're sensing within the self or amongst the collective that is like standing between a door frame. The choice has not been made. And then there's like this interesting thing where, what is it when if like there's a tornado or an earthquake stand in a door frame? So somebody might be a little worried about it's like the smallest liminal choice possible. This liminality was in here as well. There's also Hello Kitty. I don't know if that has anything to do with anyone or if it's a symbol that means something to someone. Yeah, there's also something about courage, liquid courage. Again, I've never had a Red Bull, but it's bringing me to Red Bull, that perhaps it is kind of like alcohol or in the spirit of. So there might be a similar intention to have like a liquid courage or the energy or the drive to get something done. Maybe. I think it's like an energy drink. Yeah. Red Bull gives you wings. See, yeah, and I don't know. I'm sorry, and I'm saying all this because the bowl is down here. There's these 3 creatures. One's a dragon. One is like well, they're flying anyway. This is like a mother and a baby bear. Yeah, it's a mother and a baby bear, if those symbols mean anything to anyone. And this one's like a lizard with a really long tail. Kind of like the dragon feel, but it's not a dragon. It's more like land lizard, but it's like this big lizard king kind of feel. There's a bow tie. Okay, there's a bow tie if that symbol means anything to anyone. As well, we'll get some cards out here.
You.
I see you too. As the person who's standing in this doorway. I'm also holding the portal open for a possibility. If you pursue, it's held open for you. Whatever red pill might inspire within you, whatever the concept is. Because it's almost like it takes me out of a certain power dynamic. And I'm holding up a mirror. There's a message for one person here. Thank you for holding space. We will be together again in what physicality used to feel like, but in a different measure. Yeah, see, there's like portal popping going off here. But Andrea, there's a slinky in between the ice cream sandwich. The ice cream is like a slinky. The Empress is coming through in the cave of ice. Sitting in that wheat field. Pretty cool. I gotta say, pretty cool. And it's almost like that portal feel with the old chair behind her, the old kind of wicker chair. I'm meeting my reflection. I, you, we, me. I just keep myself in first person, but plop yourself in wherever it may feel well to you.
2.
Yeah, there we are. I made a reflection of myself. Now I'm in the show Fringe. And I'm meeting a version of myself.
You can't understand.
I'm not trying to understand. I'm exploring. Ten of Wands. This whole deck is upside down. All that red too. There's work. There's work in the red pill. It's almost like I feel like I'm carrying realizations. Okay. They're realizations about a reality. I'm seeing things on the walls. The walls.
Find me.
There's a grandfather energy here, and like bouncing on the knee when you're a child, and or you might have done this with somebody who was a child, like bouncing on the knee. This is curious. Sorry, give me one moment. I'm using a leg to keep an elevator door open now. It's an elevator door, like it has an automatic open and close, and it's like, hold the door, I'm coming, like to the elevator. Imagine a scene in a movie or in real life, and they're like pushing with their leg to help keep the door open, and this person's a little angry, or maybe angry but irritated, thinking they're not going to make it through the door, but the door is being held open. Cave of Hearth Fires.
Cool.
Judgment. Yeah, they're not sure that they're going to make it to whatever this choice is. I am feeling like I'm making a choice. Ooh, that's still very, very wet. Raise your hand if you would, in the spirit of the red pill. Raise your hand. But there are rules. The Four of Pentacles. I could be holding on to something a little too tightly. So it's like I'm sinking into, if I may, like in this portal spot here. Like, right, if this was like this portal and there's like the head and I'm holding on, it's like, okay, but I'm holding on to, it's been a bajillion years. I can't remember the context of the movie, but Reservoir Dogs, if that means anything to anyone. I think this has something to do with realizations of realities. Because there's a hand up, there's a hand grabbing. Something about work that...
Tap.
I got in notes here somewhere along the lines. The Sun and the Nine of Wands coming in the Cave of Earth. Cave of Rivers is the Four of Pentacles. My heart is just a pumping here. There's also something about like old-fashioned perfume bottle, like tss, tss. Maybe it would actually be this way. Tss, tss. So there's something about being in a rush that allows something to be given to me because I'm not paying attention. It's funny with the Sun because I feel like on that bouncing horse, depending on how old you are, it's kind of like the bouncing on the knee thing. It's like preparing for the Chariot. I kind of really, like, I want to go, it circles through. I understand my words are stumbling all over the place. It's like you got to make this choice. Sacred cow. And realize once you've made the choice, it's not that there's no going back per se. You can go back, but you will expend exponential amount of energy pretending like you don't know. And that will be even more exhausting. You might have already had access to in the spirit of this red pill muse, access to something or someone. I don't know what it is. Let's not say someone, that's kind of rude, but like something within
Lower
oneself or layers of lifetimes. And you've done work to get there. And it kind of is like a dark rebirth of some sort. But then there's this It's kind of like, I don't want to lose my mind or my money. You know what I mean? These
not.
very tangible earthly things here, you know, cognitively speaking. It's like, I don't want to lose my mind or my money, because maybe you've worked really, really hard for these things and holding on to them really, really tightly as you're sinking. And I don't know if I'm saying that right. Sinking, but then rising up, sinking and rising up. Like, I feel like I'm sinking, but my heart knows I'm being rebirthed. It's just, it's nighttime. Daytime, nighttime, any hour, whether rain or shine. Okay, so I want to come into, on the bottom is temperance. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. Part woman,
Bible.
part man, part woman, all angel. Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings. I am absolutely not condoning or giving permission, anyway, whatever about Red Bull, because I don't know anything about it. But I end up hearing the sun. And I'm wondering if this is like a place where, because now it's like an accordion for me. It's like I can hear the sun as sound. Like, we see the sun, we feel the sun, but now I hear the sun. There's also Casper, the friendly ghost, is in here.
I told her.
And there's a few people in this elevator that's taking this red pill up or down. Up or down. It's got a little bit of a severance feel, maybe a little bit. It's a little bit of a severance feel. Okay, oracle card before we move on. I will do my best, Ozels, to timestamp below, just in the case you want to choose like a little bit of a pick a card. Red pill, blue pill, purple pill. Rock and roll. There's those portals. Also something about keeping the toilet lid up. Yeah. Agency. You know me, I read art, so please, if you see, sense, or feel. See, this word agency and agents has been coming up in my world quite a lot. It's very curious. It's not a word that is used typically in my environment. Like, it's just standing out, and it's coming blatantly in this moment. I'll have to think about that. Okay. Rock and roll, make your choice. There's also a face in there. Cataclysm. Oh my goodness. Cataclysm and the cornerstone. Maybe this is part of the agency. Like, who's...
Not here.
Isn't that interesting? Something about, first of all, your dreams. The dream state. Your meditative state. It doesn't have to be Om, hamana, 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 Om. While that sound, right? It does feel very Om. But it's like the sun thing. I can see the sun and feel the sun, but now I hear the sun. So maybe like go for a walk and you hear something or you feel something. So this dream state or this hypnagogic state, thank you, hypnagogic state, it's like it induces something. I hear the sound of the accordion again. There's a wishbone. There's a dog with a toy. It looks like a little like Scottish dog. I can't remember what they're called. A little Scotch dog. Anyway, sorry. Power up and then power down. It's just like rebirth, down the toilet and being rebirthed. I'll take one more before we close out and go to blue pill. Animism. See, now I'm being rebirth, reborn. I don't know what it is. Messages in the mind. Leaves as wings. There's a medal of honor. A medal of honor with that sun. Like, I am illuminated from like a bone space with this red pill. But I had to make the choice. And there's something about committing to it. It's not always comfortable. but knowing when we've made, okay, it's always the right choice, right? It's always, if you've made the choice, it's the right choice for that experience. But whatever work that you might have been through doing, going through constantly in this evolution, it's being acknowledged.
Roger.
And I think somewhere along the lines, if I may land in the world of polarity, even in the simplicity of red pill, blue pill. So let's say you're in the red pill land here, as that's where we are. And you go through whatever, like it's not the X-ray illumination, like where you can see, it's like golden glow of your aura. So you might resonate with something about from when you were a childhood, but you got to defend it a little bit, because it's like it is sought for. There might be I don't want to be conspiratorial, but I just got to say this is how it's feeling. There might be a little bit of like looking for this key that you've had for a very long time. And maybe, oh my goodness, maybe I'm running to this elevator. I'm upset that I might not make it. And I want to be angry at the people in the elevator because they are already there, and I want them to help me by holding the door. They are holding the door. I can visibly see they are using their feet, their legs, and to hold the door open for me. It's because I might be a little angry at myself for something or other. Okay, I'll go there.
Art.
I, you, we, me. I might be a little upset at myself about something, and I'm like, oh, now I'm not going to make it. So I take this Red Bull to like give me like Speedy Gonzalez. Like if I just take this Red Bull, give me wings, I can get through. And it's not the Red Bull that actually gives you wings, but it's the substance that says to speed things up, or to speed me, I, you, we up. Because I feel like there's this slight air that I'm not avoiding, but by doing so, like this sprint at the end of a marathon, because there may be, as the polarity, not as
Follow me.
not as a thing, receiver release freely, as the example, the alternative blue pill. I really don't know which one is. I'm completely drawing a blank. Could be the agency that is looking for keys, and the keys is not within the blue, as the example. To be clear, I don't actually feel like it's the blue pill. I feel like there's another one. It's like the whole cereal thing. But it's a substance that has spirit, and it's closer to alcohol and false lighting or fluorescent lighting. I don't know. Okay. All right, old souls. I'm going to go for the blue pill now. Should I just leave it live here? Should we just continue on? Okay. Let me just clean up quickly from
Finish.
the red pill. Yeah, we're finishing up red pill. So thank you so much. If you're going to stick around for the blue pill, we will get to that in just like 2 moments, or just skip ahead to the timestamp. But I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Thank you again for likes, shares, and subscribes, and for sticking with me through the surreal storytelling and all that kind of good stuff. It's a lot of fun, and I appreciate you. All right, blue pill. Let's do it. Isn't it funny that I feel like I should say words, but I can't seem to remember any of my words?
You're back. It's here.
Oh, okay. Is something here? Do you know what this makes me feel like? Over here, this feels like slow release. Oops, sorry. You know when there's like those slow release pills? That's how it feels over here. This feels like, and this feels like slow release. Okay. Opening up. See you on the blue pill side. If you'd like to take a moment to close the eyes and cleanse the palate. Awakening the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of old souls, anyone here at any time. May we all meet a message with meaning. All right, I will bring
This is my place.
Oh, I love that. Again, if you want to scry in your own time, personal use only. Excuse me. I'm a little distracted, so I'm going to do that. I'm a simple person. Okay. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below. Mr. Rabato. Isn't this interesting? Now I have really long legs. They're bird legs. Like claw, like bird legs. There's a... Is it a toaster as like a shield? A toaster. There's something really robotic over here.
There's 5.
Okay. Yeah, I can see the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So forgive me if I'm wrong. Solomon Temple, Solomon something or other, some sort of wisdom. I think it's a wisdom. Feels like a wisdom anyway, but it's like water pills. So this feels more floaty. Okay. There's also something I don't know much.
Which?
About lighting. So this is like 3D, like putting, you know, those old school 3D glasses. There's like red and the blue, and then it would make or work with the film or the movie exposure 3D. And it's like if you close one eye, it doesn't matter which one, it doesn't quite work. There's the closest thing I know it is like fairy or fae. I'm definitely not an expert on fairy or fae, but it's there. I feel like I'm in a closed system here for one reason or another. Little Truman Showy. I also feel like I'm in a fish tank. What are those specifically? Sea monkeys? Sea monkeys. Oh, something's like plopping in. It's kind of like a pond. Well, yeah, okay, sure. It's a really large bird bath. Is the best way I can describe the way I'm seeing it. And then like this comes in or out of it, but it goes deeper. Even though this is what I see on the surface. It's like this line here is maybe an emotional surface. This could also be a third eye surface. It's like, imagine if you could put the good old forehead as like the face of a fish tank or something along that line, so you can see like water moving. And maybe some creatures that float by, maybe see orbs.
It's outside.
Or, you know, I don't know, shadow people. You know, pick all the popular terms. My girl said it recently. Flickers, you know. Whatever those floaters are in some way, shape, form. Sprinkles and sprites. Like essences of spirit. It's the essence of it. Like seeing them in non-form. Or pure form. I am getting a huge smooch from Okay, so it's like between a moose and either a polar bear, if those two symbols mean anything to anyone, or a big old like Sasquatch, Yeti, abominable snowman.
Photo.
Sorry if you can hear it ticking. It's because my there's a man in here. You see here, I'm below this. I, you, we, me. It's like if I drop down here, it's like exits and enter. Maybe from this pillar tablet. I don't know if it's tablet too. It feels more pillory. Entrance and exit. And then down in here, there's more doors. But they are below a surface. And these doors are actually alive. Like they are. How do I say this without sounding completely insane? So it's like, imagine you come up to a door and you go to grab the handle, and as the door starts to swing open, you see another version of it, or like more of it comes into light, and it's a person, or it has character. It has maybe something about doors. Maybe somebody's getting new doors, or you have to get new doors, or something along that lines. Or this is just maybe an emotional door, like because it feels like a pocket door. So it's like you don't see them until they're there, and as you pull them out, it's like, oh my goodness, it adds this character. It builds a wall. These pocket doors. Here's the curious things. So as these pocket doors that really end up being people, I don't know what that means, but there it is. And just like on the red pill side, holding the door, but now I am like standing in that threshold. I am standing in this pocket doors will not close. And now they're turning into shutters that swing. So hinges, something hinging. There's this face that's popping out to me. There's the eyes, and it's like like I don't know if it's a metal mask. Feels very warrior-like. And I feel like I'm protective of this forehead space, because while this is only what's face forward, there's all this behind it. Again, I'm back in that closed system. It's like a closed circuit. But there are entrances and exit to this closed circuit. Now, also something about emotionally, let's add on a few cards, emotionally speaking, if I may, empathically speaking, and not favoring the concept of red pill, blue pill in the way that I cannot remember, but I'm pretty sure exists, is the energy, emotional harmony maybe, or my nervous system, I, you, we, me, is it's its own closed circuit, and it's working itself through something. It's really cleansing any sort of things that are tugging on my nervous system, my emotional body that inevitably affects it.
Leaving.
There's a crown in here. I'm chewing bubblegum. There's something else I want to say, but maybe I got to flip it. Sorry. Because I feel like there's something I want to say, but I can't say it. Goodbye. Or I can't say it, or I'm trying to over-intellectualize a feeling. Okay, I'm being dropped out of the sky now, but into water, and I'm swimming up to something. Something about fast food or takeout food, like I'm at a window. I could say drive through, but I definitely didn't drive here. Oh, geez, little man, you scared the pachooch out of me. 5 of Cups. Maybe this is emotional. Oh, maybe it's like that metal, making a mask out of all the metals from the cups that have spilt, but looking at the two remaining that I will take with me. Like Solomon. Is it Solomon's temple or something along that lines? Dude. Thank you. Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. It's like if I was to place him like in here after being like dropped from the sky, or opening a book. Thank you. Opening a book, you like shake it upside down and maybe like a photo or a bookmark or a piece of paper, something falls from that space, from the book. And that's how I feel in that. Okay. I'm going to move ahead. It's bringing me back into the red pill. It's like I'm going to commit to this choice. I'm going to get to a city. Oh my goodness. And then here's the 5 of Pentacles in the Cave of Winds, and Justice in the Cave of Hearthfires. It was Judgment in the red pill, if I recall. Coming and goings. See the art? It's a beautiful deck. I can't remember what it's called. The artist rendition of tarot, maybe? I feel like that's very wordy. Like on the path to this, I see it as a church. But it's kind of like in that same structure. Maybe that's like a closed loop. I'm not saying anything about religion or anything like that. This is how I'm going to say this. This leads to this. I want to believe or think it leads to this. But this just gets me more of this. But there's change afoot in my closed system. Thank you. Temperance. In the Cave of Rivers. Oh, now I got little man's hair up my nose. And then I also have the Devil and King of Cups. And I kind of end up with that one big cup. I've made the choice. This, the Devil again might mean something to you. Please follow that. I make one big cup. It's like I melt it all down. Measuring my heart and to a feather with Temperance here. Did Temperance come from the other side too? Possibly. Red Bull gives you wings. But this is how I'm feeling. Now I feel light. Now I feel like I can fly.
Up here.
Look up. Look up. Something about, I don't know, dominoes and like runes. So if somebody reads runes or dominoes, there's those sea monkeys too. They're becoming more of what they are. More of what they are is sea monkeys. So I want to know, I'm seeing like there's 2 people here in this 5 of Pence, and then with this Devil here. So there's 2 storylines that are kind of popping through. I see you dancing over there, but you got something attached to you. It looks like a manta ray, if a manta ray means anything. And again, that filling of the space in between. There's like an older gentleman here, and he's kind of like, he's not doing the hand thing. He's like, not like in the way that we do now. He's very, very calm. He's very, very calming.
Lost.
Yeah, probably because I feel lost right in this moment. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. But there's definitely somebody with a guide or however you might land with it in this closed circuit system. And it's like I'm getting my wings. It's like embodying the Temperance angel. So when I am walking away, I walked towards the fives for the change. I looked at them for the change. And I had to make those judgments and justice within my system of
Run
left,
now.
right, higher, lower, right? And that's okay. But by whatever this system is, it feels emotional, or at least some sort of energy balancing system. There could also be, it's like merging of two, I'm going to say two different kinds of DNA. And I don't actually mean that literally. I mean it more of like a blended harmonics. Oh, for heavens, blended harmonics. And I'm grateful for the time that I met this matter. I'm grateful for that because it helped me, I'm going to say, conquer something.
Ceiling.
Who's that? Archie in the comics? Archie in the comics. Like, I have the respect of that figure because I looked at these so closely in this closed circuit. There was no getting away from it. Because I didn't want it. I wanted to get out of the closed circuit, whatever this is, and that means meeting whatever lacquer left out ofness is. And I got a note here. I'll add on a few more cards because this also has the feeling that for those, whether it's outside of family units, friends, that feels outside of the collective. I'm going to say the collective commonalities. And that can make it, I'm not saying shunned or, it's not about, well, I don't really align with that. So, blech. It's not like, oh, I'm insulting it because I don't. It's like you see these things that maybe the common collective or the majority of the collective is doing and agreed upon. And you might feel you have a slightly different path or mentality or emotional structure. The way your wellness works is different. It's like, introverts to some degree, or at least it's the way it's expressed online. I'm not saying that's real. Extroverts always ask introverts to come out of their shell and be more extroverted. But it's not very often introverts ask extroverts to say, well, can you stop being extroverted? And I'm not trying to get in the tit for tat, but with justice here, there's definitely something about this, like the yin and the yang of it all, and with temperance as well, with the balance. But again, it's like going back to the red thing. It's like there's more than two choices, but you gotta start there. You gotta start with the two choices. And it's almost like here I'm weighing out lack and left out, maybe emotionally, from maybe my family or my friends or the collective. And I feel a little outside of that. But when the devil archetype just walks by you, you're masculine and feminine, you're young and you're old, you're this and you're that, your corporate leadership and willingness to, and ability to conquer the material world, and your spiritual side that can balance that all out and keep you whole. When the devil just walks by and it's like, hey, and pays you no mind because you've already did it. So it's like, why do you want to play? Why do you want to, that sounds nasty, but please receive or release freely and bear with me with my words.
I'm stuck.
Why do you want to be a part of the common collective when you've already done that? And it's not a challenge. It's actually a challenge because it's exhausting you because you're trying to conform to their way of doing things. Does that make sense? Oh my God, I don't even know where I'm at. So yeah, I feel a little lack, me. I feel a little left out, but here's where I come into this like temperance, justice, King of Cups feel. And that's where I actually I can lean into more. Because where I'm looking for something, and I'm not trying to poo-poo whatever it is for you or you might resonate with, that's I'm getting lack or feeling left out.
Rituals.
Because it's not for you there. Like there's...
Do you want to play?
It's fast food, not fine dining food. Not a judgment. Let's add on a few oracle cards. Oh my goodness. I hope this is helpful. Transcending and freedom. I have a dream in Atlantis. It's all very blue. And it's like freedom from this lack and left out, and realizing that is leverage. That is leverage. So I'm sailing, and like mer people are swimming up to me, and eels stand at attention when you walk by, swim by. They are happy you are here. To realize this, like this one is like this structure, and this one's this one. This is what one's transcending to. So hopefully in this whole blue pill, whatever world this is in, water world I'm in, understandably, it might feel sometimes that the material world is not enough, but we can't stay in that state, because that adds to the lack and being left out of something. And if you want to be left out of something, or what are you going to transform into? And freeing yourself, not being separate, but maybe an inspiration to enhance it. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm at. But there's more. There's not just you. And maybe as old souls, I'm forgetting that I'm here for old souls, empaths, seers, and psychonauts. You're not alone. It might feel like the few versus the many. That's not to be celebrated in all accounts, but how to make the few many to more is by sharing and gathering and doing, and I don't know, coming together in some way, shape, or form. Activation. Reigniting this fire in the flame of my wings, and realizing this closed circuit. There's something going on over here, and it's like a pink flamingo, and it has allowed a snippet of the red pill to come in. I also feel like I'm dancing with aliens. I'm just going to say, like, I feel like I'm in Star Wars or Star Trek, and I'm just dancing with aliens. And maybe this is that portal feel. I'm not really sure. Life force energy. It's kind of like that man that I saw earlier that was doing that face, but not this face, but like, anyway. Yeah, maybe it's just chin up. Very much so that king energy, king of cups. That's like you can stand and look right at the devil, and there's nothing but respect. Because you understand the service. You understand. I don't know. Oh, well, you understand the power. And there's some sort of perspective shift. So this is the way I'm going to explain it. I'm not sure how it relates, but I'm going to say it because that's how I see it. It's like,
it's what we want.
Being abducted, nasty word, but there it is, by aliens. You're like levitating up into the sky. You have this experience. And then you get dropped back down. I don't know. And that happened to you, right? Maybe it's in a dream. That happened to you. You had the feeling when you bumped into somebody, or when you've met an idea, or a job that you want, a career, a task. I don't know. Whatever it is. You got out of bed today. And that happened. And it's almost like I'm going to cry a little bit, so bear with me. It's almost like, instead of feeling like I'm shunned or isolated, or I feel like there's another term. Criminal. Maybe like a criminal in somebody else's system. I don't know. Or that you're doing something wrong by not being like, I don't know that I'm saying this correctly. But I want you to know, or at least if you're still here with me rambling through these yammers, it is empowering to the power of one's life force energy that's being activated, that something is being transcended and being freed from a closed circuit, but almost appreciating the closed circuitness of it. And it's like, that's the power. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to head on over to, I'll put the link below to the extended if you'd like to join us for the purple pill. And we're going to put these two together. We're going to make a whole new one and see what these, the blue and red pill together are. So I will see you there if you're joining us. Link is in the description box below. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain, and didn't cause any more confusion. But if you are feeling away, and hopefully you can appreciate the verbal, laudalise in honoring your attempt to express oneself, to figure out the language,
Here.
just to say what you're feeling and know that it's okay. We don't need to come out perfect. We don't need to be, or even perfect is a perception. But there's space for it and there's value. I don't know, some of my best conversations with some of my closest and near and dearest friends, we talk in circles and circles and listen. And we will come to conclusions or concepts and appreciate the brilliance that's happening within your friend or your partner, to have them have the space to go around and wander and to come to their construct and revisit with it. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, there's also times where it's like, get to the Coles notes. Boom, boom, boom. But that's very material world. What do I need to do today? This, that. These two realms kind of meet. All right, I'm going to head on over. Oh my God, I'm very yammery. So much love. I'll see you again soon.